Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday,
We're all feeling a little melancholy right now. We're days away from a horrible miles, the most important part. And so there was just this wee bit of light poking out at the top. And while that was wrong, that photo once revealed to dispute that light. Remember, we had one that was grayed out. We were saying that that was the light. All of a sudden, another image is produced without the gray strip to make the point that that's the light across the street. And lo and behold, we have pay dirt. We have lights on in the house that we can conclusively say is the house. And we have a source of light on the outside of the house. So I was tired of being called a liar, being called a person that is, manufacturing or Photoshop. I don't know what's going on. I didn't hear it all, but you guys get the gist. I was accused of whatever with these photos that I had nothing to do with. And I said, fine, I want to try this myself. I want to hand in this myself. I'm going to try this, see if I can, do whatever. Because if I'm going to be yelled at or accused of this, I want to make sure that I can show receipts. So that's where the journey began. And so I started playing with the filters and the adjustments on the shadows and lights and everything like that. I figured, common sense, which you guys heard me tell you guys this already. I just figured the idea is to reduce the light and to lift the shadows that the light is producing. And so that's when I started embarking on the first photo. And I kind of got a little close to the light. And that's what shocked me the most, because I think if it was further away at first, I probably wouldn't have seen anything. But because it was so close and actually fairly defined, to be honest with you, it was hard not to see a person's face. And I'm just like, what? And so I wanted to make sure I could recreate it. And so I went out a little further. I thought that was a little too close. So I've recreated that image several times now. And so I just wanted to see, was it possible with the bone structure? Did the eyes, nose, were those all, symmetrical? Because you can see little dips. So you can kind of eyeball where stuff is, and you can definitely see the nose. And so lining up the nose and the eyes and where the ears are, you're just seeing if everything there. I mean, if you're putting it on there and the eyes are way down here, you know that it's not right. But lining it up to see if it's possible, it just kind of gives clarity. Now it shows you that this is not a science, and it's not conclusive by any stretch of the imagination. And I feel I need to give you that disclaimer. Because this is just my opinion. This is just something I'm doing to see if I can make heads or tails of what I saw. It is in no way to, well, you guys already know what I think, but that's my thinking. It's no way to accuse. Well, I've accused. So what? You guys get it. It is what it is. I have people that I think are responsible for this whole thing, and I've thought about them in this situation for a really long time. And could it be anybody else? And I have not come up with a good other people, person, whatever. So at the end of the day, of course, if I see shadows, I'm going to go to the people that I think are responsible before I go to anybody else. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, it doesn't seem like, me going down to the very bottom of the list and working up. It sounds like that would take a lot of time, a lot of wasted time. I have certain people in mind that I feel is responsible for this. So I'm going to go to them first. Okay. So in my opinion, it looked like a male. So naturally, I only have two males. Well, three. I only have three males that it could potentially be. Well, I know at 3 a.m. where one of those males were. So that leaves two. I have a top person and, somebody right under them. So I'm going to apply the top person first, and that's what we did. So I wanted to show you guys that. You guys saw the video, you saw the process to get to where I'm at now. So now you know how I got these images and how I've overlaid them. And I wanted to kind of all right, so I'm about to go to a different screen. I'm not going to be able to watch your comments at this moment, so please feel free to communicate and chat with your fellow subscribers. But I'm going to be on the other screen so we can talk this through, and then I'll pop back over here. Okay, let me take that off. So this is the image that I personally got from that flashlight video from doing enhancements. And when I saw this, I didn't know really what I was seeing until I started seeing it. And this right here, to me, appears to be a nose, okay? This to me appears to be a hat. This to me appears to be the side of a face, okay? And then, of course, you have this light source. Now, I'm going to explain. Originally, when I developed this, I thought this light was being held like an officer, kind of over the shoulder, looking for something. I'm going to explain why I don't believe that anymore. But we're not going to do it at this juncture just yet. I will get there. Somebody remind me to go over why, and I may organically get there. But just in case I forget, remind me to tell you why I think that light is no longer being held by the image or the individual we're seeing in this photo. Can you guys see that, or do you need me to? Let me see if I can scroll up so you guys can see that just a little bit better. And the more I scroll, I enhance or I enlarge it, the more defective the image will be. So I've overlaid right here. That's why the box keeps popping up, because I overlaid Chris. And it took me, you guys saw how I got the image and how I went through it. That's why I showed you guys the intro. I didn't want to have to sit here and explain how we got here. So now that you guys saw how I got this image and how I got the overlay over the image, I just want you guys to see, is it possible? Does he have, you can see like there's a little indentation for the eye here, an indentation for the eye. You can see the nose, the side of the cheek. You can almost see the ear right here. But the problem is I'm not going to get that angle from any photo, because we don't have a whole lot of photos from Chris. So I've just got to line up the lips, the nose, and the eyes. Those are really the only thing that I can do. So let me see if I can just tip this down just a little bit more. See if that works a little better. Sorry, I'm trying to, oops, wrong way. I'm trying to adjust it to try to make it as, it just seems like everything's kind of hitting. I might need to bring it down just a little bit. I think that's more accurate. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the image. Something kind of like that. Is it possible? This is 0. You guys see it at 0. And then I just gradually bring him in. And the only thing is, in my opinion, I'm not saying that this is him. Okay? I'm not saying this is him at all. All I'm simply saying, is it possible? And the answer is yes. We've all seen those photos that were enhanced by the car. We also see a person that resembles the body structure of the stepfather, as well as what I believe is the mom in the same clothes she was at dinner in last night, at minimum the same black hoodie, peering into the car. So I have to think, and this is why I don't like internet PIs, because in all fairness, just hear me out. In all fairness, this should not be available to us, okay? this photo, this enhanced software, or not the enhanced software, that this video, the Nest video that it came, we should not have that. Law enforcement should have that. This is an unscrupulous PI meddling into a case and having to have a D-size contest. That's what all this about. Now, once it's in the public, I'm not going to ignore it. Naturally,